What's up YouTube, my name is Will, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys my fat burning workout to burn off all that ridiculous Christmas food that you've had over the holidays.
Willie Will. Rackets on rackets, got backings on backings, I'm riding around in the coupe.
Okay guys, if this is the first time you're watching a video from me, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ding on that notification bell so you get notified when I upload on a weekly basis. So, in today's video, like I said, I'm going to be showing you guys my fat burning workout. It's going to consist of some cardio and also a HIIT workout as well. And it's going to be really good for burning off all those extra calories that you've accumulated over Christmas from overeating. I know I've done it, so likely it is you've done it as well. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a warm-up portion, then we're going to do the cardio, and then we're going to do the HIIT workout at the end. And I'm just going to voice over this video and explain each part as I go.
Alright guys, so first of all we've got to warm up. So we want to head over to the treadmill and we want to put it on an incline. I like to go for somewhere between 5 and 6 on the incline and just put it up to a fast walk just to get our heart rate up a bit before we start this main workout. One point I wanted to mention before we start is that this is a no equipment / home workout. So although I'm using a little bit of equipment and the treadmill here, you can just run on the road. So, welcome to Hell with Will. We're going to do some sprints, ladies and gentlemen. So, the first thing you want to do is bring the incline back down to about a 1, because that, for me, best mimics the road running conditions. And all we're going to do is stand off the treadmill on the sides safely, bring the speed up to sort of the speed that you would run a 400 meters at, quite a long sprint. And we're going to sprint for 40 seconds, and then we're going to do some active rest for 20 seconds. So that's 1 minute total, and we're going to do that 10 times. So that's 10 minutes total for this first sprint of 40 seconds. And as I said, all we're going to do in the 20 seconds, you want to just bring the speed down so that you're walking. And this is called active recovery. So we're still recovering from the sprint, we're still getting our energy back up, but we've not stopped moving altogether. It's active. The next sprint is we're going to flip those times round. So we're actually going to jack the speed up a little bit as well. So this one I like to think of as about like a 200 meter sprint, and we are going to do 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off, and this is also going to be active recovery as well. So we're going to be walking during those 40 seconds off as recovery. This one, again, because I said you want to jack the speed up a little bit, it's going to be a little bit harder. And again, we're going to be doing this for 10 rounds, because guess what? 20 on, 40 off equals 1 minute. We're going to do that for 10 rounds. That's 10 minutes, folks. And the last one. So I want to think of this as a 100 meter sprint, so I'm being really optimistic, and I'm saying this is 10 seconds on, 50 seconds off. You guessed it. What does that make? 1 minute. And we're also going to do this for 10 rounds as well, so that's another 10 minutes, so that makes that 30 minutes in total for your cardio, but it is really high intensity. The only difference with this one is that when we do the recovery, when we do the 50 seconds, you're going to completely come off the treadmill. It's not active. We're just going to stop and recover. One thing I do want to say is when you're getting on and off the belt on the treadmill, just be really careful when you're either getting off with lifting yourself off and placing your feet on the side, or when you're getting on. A tip for getting on is lower yourself down slowly and without putting weight, just match your feet to the speed of the treadmill first, and then you'll be alright. So that's the cardio portion done, guys. Now moving on to the HIIT workout session that I mentioned. So the first thing that I've got here is explosive burpees, and the reason that I chose explosive is because we're trying to be as highly intense as possible, because we're trying to burn maximum amount of calories, because we want to get in a calorie deficit to burn off all that fat. And by explosive, I mean that we're doing the knee tuck on the jumping portion, and I myself am doing a push-up at the bottom. If you can't do the push-up yet, then doing this little jump is absolutely fine. That's completely acceptable in every way, just as long as you make sure when you're doing the jump you're getting those knees nice and high to maintain the intensity and burn as many calories as possible. So the next one I have is a plank variant. We are going to start in a push-up position, hands about shoulder width apart, and we're going to come down onto our forearms. We're going to walk, we're going to go down, down, up, up. We're going to do that twice, and then we're going to do some mountain climbers. So I just sort of do 4 runs. That's how I count that for a rep. And all of these exercises, guys, is 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and this is passive recovery, so we're not doing anything in between. So when you're doing it, it basically makes a minute again. You're guessing this right. I'm just making this up to minutes to make this easy for me to add up the total time. But you've got 30 minutes cardio so far, and this is the second move for the HIIT workout. So the third exercise in this workout for the HIIT portion is lateral ski jumps. These may look easy, but they are not. Trust me, once you start repping and setting them for volume, then it's really going to burn. Again, keeping the heart rate up, burning calories, yada yada yada. So all you want to do is start on one leg, jump to the side, land on the opposite leg, and put the other leg behind you. As you can see here in the video kind of describes it better than I can say. But the landing on one leg challenges your balance as well, and the lower you go into your knee, the harder it is for yourself. So if you want to make it harder, just go lower into your standing leg. The next exercise that we got here is a push-up variant. It is different to the way I explained it or showed it in my push-up variations video, which you can check out on screen now. But this is shoulder tap push-ups. So we're just going to come down and then tap our hand to our opposite shoulder. Now this is going to be doing chest, core, a little bit shoulders as well with the stabilization. You can do this on your knees if you can't get your full push-up yet, but the main thing is to maintain that straight line position throughout, just so we got clean form. And again, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and 30 seconds off, you can be getting ready for your next exercise, which is the final. So the last exercise that I have here, I don't actually know what this is called. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I call it toe taps. You just want to find an elevated surface. So if you're doing this at home, then you could do it on your stairs potentially. Or if you don't have anything like this that you could raise it on, then you could just do it outside and touch your feet to the wall. But basically, we're just running on the spot with high knees, except that we're just tapping our foot onto the object in front of us. This is really good cardio kind of move, but it's also, you know, strength, explosive base for your calves and coordination, and there's lots of benefits to this. But the main point is that we get our heart rate up, we're burning calories, and I actually find this exercise really fun. So again, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and each one of these exercises will take you a minute in total, and we're going to do the whole thing for 3 rounds. 5 exercises per round, 3 rounds, 3 times 5 is 15. So this whole workout is going to take you 45 minutes, including the cardio. And that is the HIIT workout done.
Alright guys, so that was my fat burning workout to burn off all the extra calories that you had over the Christmas period. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like on it. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this on a weekly basis. Also guys, I would really appreciate it if you could drop in the comments any video ideas you have for me in the future. I really want to know what you guys want to see from me, because that's what I want to give to this channel in 2019, is that I really want more input from you as to what you want from me, because that's the main purpose of me being here, is to help you guys out. So make sure you drop your suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.